These are all graduates of the school, and we thought it would be beneficial for you to have an opportunity to talk to people who have gone through all of the process and now taken their education and gone out in the real world and started to capture careers.
So my name is Rebecca Valdez. I finished both programs here at OCI, baking and pastry, and the culinary program. I started out as an administrative assistant, executive assistant, personal assistant. I've been did that for about 15 years or so. Watching the people around me living their dream and I wasn't is what basically made me decide I need to do something that I want to be doing, and I've always loved to bake. I've always felt that's where my real passion has always been. I chose OCI because I wanted something that was close-knit. I wanted something that was family. I didn't want to just be money walking in the door. I wanted people to know who I was. I wanted people to recognize me. I wanted to also recognize my fellow students, chefs. That was very important to me. Coming to OCI immediately from the beginning of the admissions, you know, they basically told me what I would be expecting, and that's what I got. Now I'm working for Bon Appetit. My executive chef does not take anybody that does not have, basically you have to have 5+ years of experience to work where I'm at. I did my externship there and I got hired immediately. I'm working there now full time. I love it. OCI taught me everything. I have all the fundamentals that I needed walking in. Yeah, I mean, everything that I learned from OCI, work clean, work small, and time management. And that's what's made me successful in doing what I'm doing. Eventually I want to get into catering myself. I feel like the company that I chose will eventually get me there. We don't work with recipes where I work, so everything is from scratch, everything's on the fly. You walk in some days thinking you have a certain menu and you don't. But I learned how to readapt and to refocus, and I mean, I learned that all from OCI, definitely. Even now I still talk to the chefs here, I still talk to my fellow students, so if that's what you're looking for, then OCI is definitely the place to be.
I'm Elizabeth Merrick. I own an artisan cake company here in Portland, and I specialize in sculpted and 3D cakes, like extravagant, you know, off-the-wall type fondant cakes, basically. And I had always like sort of been creative and really had the passion for the creative end of that type of work, but I didn't grow up like baking, and I had like a really weak understanding of the fundamentals, and so I actually specifically searched out a school that would teach me those fundamentals. And I had already started my company and I was already decorating, but I wanted it to grow and be better, and I needed something that could kind of work with that time schedule. So it's like I'm baking all week long, so I decided to do the weekend baking and pastry class so that I could basically do both at the same time, and it worked out really well. I mean, it was tough, you know, I'm not going to lie, it took a lot of hard work to do both of those things at the same time, but there was never a conflict, so there was never, you know, an inconvenience or a reason why it didn't work. And I can't believe the amount of stuff that I learned in just that. I mean, I basically had no knowledge other than this is how you make a cake. It's like you look at a recipe, you put in the ingredients, mix it all together, and like that's a cake. So that's like the extent of my knowledge, and I came into here and we started off, you know, in sections, learning things like bread and pies and cookies and candies, which I'm still a terrible cookie maker, but there's a lot of other things that I did learn to make that I didn't have a clue on where to even start. And I think the most important thing that I did learn is that, like I said, is all about technique. I learned so many different techniques on how to prepare things, you know, how to set yourself up for success, so that when you do leave, you can go and look at any recipe and have an already basic understanding of how you're going to accomplish this recipe. So I came here thinking, well, I'm going to get the perfect cake recipe, I'm going to get the perfect frosting recipe, and that's going to be what I'm going to use. But actually what I did learn was how to invent my own cake recipes, how to make my own desserts from the fundamentals that I learned, which I didn't even know that's what I was looking for. But that's like, you know, the most amazing thing to me is to be able to to use my imagination and creativity that I've always had, but now have these super strong fundamentals that make me feel like I can make anything, except for cookies. Chef Parks was my instructor, and he's amazing. He's so patient with everybody. He's so knowledgeable, like you were saying, is that he knows the answer to every question. And he's just got a great way of showing you how to do things. Like, I'm a visual learner. I don't do so good with just reading something out of a book. Somebody has to show me, what do you mean by whip it to the ribbon stage, and what do you mean by this term and that term. You literally stand right next to your chef and watch him do exactly what you want to learn, and then you go and do it right. You turn around and do it right there, and it's like a great way to learn, especially if you're a hands-on learner. Going to this class has taken me to the next level. I now make desserts and pastries and flavor combinations that I never would have been able to make before. And I constantly get compliments from my clients who come to my cake tastings and to say, this is the moistest cake I've ever had. This is the most delicious frosting I've ever had. Not only do these cakes look beautiful, but they taste amazing. And I always just think, that's all because of the class that I went through here. It's absolutely, the best thing I ever did. You can find me on Facebook/Artisan Cake Company PDX, and you can see kind of the stuff that I'm doing. And I do take externs from OCI because they're the best. So if that's the direction you want to go, definitely let me know.
I'm Shannon Bourgeois. I just recently graduated November of 2012. And I am the extremely proud owner of Simmer Down Catering. I know, it seems fast, but that's what you get here. You get experience, you get real life education. I was telling my family, it's not theoretical. It's not something that you have to sit and ponder. You're actively working in the kitchen every single day. You're actively having your hands in the food. You go out on externships, you learn a breadth of information, and it's truly amazing. It's a whirlwind in itself. You blink and it goes by. Prior to this, my most recent job, I was the assistant director of corporate leisure sales and marketing for MGM Resorts in Las Vegas. So what that translates to is a little high-power business suit, global travel, all that fancy schmancy stuff that a lot of people dream of doing. But when your real passion, the essence of who you are, is somewhere else, it's not your dream job. And for me, my husband and I had always dreamed of opening our own restaurant. Those quiet nights, we were sitting at home talking about, I hate my job, what do I want to do? And like, what if we had $1 million, what would we do? It was always open our own restaurant. And it really seemed like a dream until we had the opportunity to move here to Portland through my husband's company. And we said, now or never. So I went to every school, I talked to every admissions person, and there is nothing like OCI anywhere. The sense of who you are is not lost here. You're not just another white shirt in a crowd. From Anita in the admissions office, from the first time I called her, she wasn't in a hurry to get me off the phone. She wasn't in a hurry to here's what we have to offer. Her question was, what are you looking for to get out of this school? And I thought that was revolutionary. So when I came here and I sat, we talked about what it's like to go from, take a complete 180 from corporate life and, a whole job and doing for a decade to something completely different. I did the whole degree program, and I'm extremely happy that I did, because I originally thought I'll just do the diploma. I'll just go in there and I'll get those skills. That's what I'm missing, right? The knife skills, and like you said, I want the perfect recipes. But instead, I said, what do I really want? I want a business. I want to own my own business. I want my family, my brother, my sister, my husband to be able to go to work with me every day and do something that we're passionate about and we love. And the actual diploma program gave me that, because when you're sitting in sort of your computer class, you're not just learning, hotkeys. You're learning how to apply this to your business and not just any business, but to the restaurant business, to the culinary business. And I was telling my table too, like projects. When you have a marketing project where you create your own menu, you create your own restaurant. And that's what I did. I created menus and business plans. So when I started Simmer Down Catering and I had to write a business plan, I went, okay, pulled up my files, I changed the name, changed a few things, and I had a business plan. And not only was it just something I'd thrown together, it was something that I had experts, real experts in the field, people with decades of experience, and that I trusted, who had read it, critiqued it, gave it back to me, I sent it back to them, they made corrections, so I'm feeling fully confident. That's why I had no problem as soon as I graduated, out the gate. I started my own company, and we've actually been very blessed and successful. I've done a couple weddings and events, and it's just straight uphill from here. So, and if you have any questions for me later on, simmerdowncatering.com. I'm my own website, and I'm on Facebook, and I'm all over the place. So you learn those things in March.
Yes. Hi, I'm Amy. Let's see. I mean, there's been some intense wisdom here already discussed. I did not go and visit a whole bunch of other culinary schools before I chose OCI. I got some packets of information, and I'll be honest, the price point was right at OCI. And then I decided to come for a visit. And when I did, it was really amazing from the first contact, it was very inclusive and receptive and small, but in a good way. I felt like I was really going to get something substantive here. And so the price point was right, the people were right, and I started up. But, you know, honestly, what I thought I was going to get from my education, what I came into school with expectations-wise, is not even close to what I thought. So, I mean, all I can ask you guys to do is just have your preconceived notions and, you know, put them someplace. Because, you know, there are different people coming in here, and what you put into it is what you get out of it. I did the culinary arts management program, and the T1 kitchen, doing the knife skills, knife cuts. I came in early every morning because I just wanted to do that right. You know, that's not what everyone else did, and that's not maybe a priority for everybody. That was important to me. And I got the best knife cuts on the exam for my test, so I was like, yes, you know, but you know, that's what I cared about. So, you know, the things that you care about, that you invest in, that's going to reap, you know, amazing reward. You know, it's so much more than what I thought I was going to get. And I came from a finance background. You know, this is, you know, for a lot of us, a second career for me. I'm using that background, I'm using my education. I did my externship at Veritable Laundry, where the head chef there was incredibly supportive of me, and I told her, look, I don't really want to be a chef, but I want to be in food. So, you know, I want to actually make money while I sleep, which to me translated to food retail. And she passed me on to the FSA sales rep, and that person passed me through to a program, and I've actually started my own business. I have a product that I'm going to show you that, you know, I didn't do this product here at school, okay? But had I not gone to school, I'm absolutely dead serious, had I not gone to school here, I wouldn't have had the confidence to try this new program and to launch my own business. And that's the biggest thing I got here, the confidence to take risks in food, and trust that, you know, I don't know everything, and that's the thing. It's the difference between being confident and being arrogant. You know, I think that maybe some of us come in here thinking you know a couple, 3 things, and maybe you do. I don't know what your backgrounds are, but you know, that they broke that down and said, look, you don't know what you really need to know, food safety-wise, working small and clean, just, you know, being a professional in the kitchen, working with other people. They nurture that. It's not just about you in the kitchen. It's a whole bunch of other stuff happening. And, you know, I just feel confident more than anything else that I can do whatever I want in this industry. And thank you.